Welcome back to Gearloom, the place where horsepower meets heart, and where every review isn't just about metal and mechanics, but about stories written in steel, speed, and soul. Because here, cars are not simply machines. They are memories. They are identities. They are companions on the road of life. And today, we stand before the rebirth of a legend. A car that has circled the globe, shaped cultures, and outlived generations. A car that once symbolized freedom, rebellion, and love. A car so simple, yet so powerful in spirit, that it became more than transportation, it became an icon. This is the all-new 2025 Volkswagen Beetle. But here's the question that lingers in every enthusiast's mind: does this modern Beetle carry the heartbeat of the original? Or has time reshaped it into something unrecognizable? Stay with me. Because this story is just beginning. For over 8 decades, the Beetle has been more than just a car. It was the people's companion, a rolling symbol of optimism, a character that lived in driveways and photographs, in songs and films, in the hearts of millions. From surfboards strapped to roofs in California, to crowded streets in Mexico City, to the autobahns of Germany, it was everywhere. And then, it was gone. A chapter closed. An icon put to rest. The world moved on, chasing bigger, faster, smarter. Yet, deep down, there was always a quiet whisper: will the Beetle ever return? Now, in 2025, the answer shines under the spotlight. The curtain lifts, and there it is, the unmistakable curve, the timeless round silhouette, reborn with a futuristic glow. LED halos that feel like eyes. A stance wider, prouder, more confident. It's not just a car making a comeback. It's a time traveler dressed for tomorrow. But here's the real intrigue: can nostalgia survive in a world ruled by technology? Can a legend from the past write a new chapter in the future? That's the story we're here to uncover. The first thing you notice is the silhouette. It's instantly familiar, almost comforting. That rounded roofline, that playful posture, it's unmistakably Beetle. And yet, look closer, and you see it's been reimagined for a new era. The curves are sharper, more defined, as if the Beetle sketchbook was handed to the future. Up front, the headlights glow with modern LED halos, circles that feel like wide, curious eyes. They don't just illuminate the road, they tell a story, a reminder that this car has always been more of a friend than a machine. The stance is wider, more athletic, giving it confidence without arrogance. Every line has purpose. Flush door handles melt into the body, sculpted aerodynamics whisper of efficiency, and the signature Beetle badge gleams with a modern twist: Heritage Reborn. And then, the colors. Volkswagen knows the Beetle has always been about personality. Retro pastels for the nostalgic dreamers. Vibrant metallics for the bold. Special heritage editions that echo the classics, and sport trims that shout with aggression. Each shade feels like an identity waiting to be chosen. This isn't just design, it's memory captured in metal, polished by time, and sharpened for tomorrow. It's as if yesterday's laughter has been traced with tomorrow's pen. But beauty is only the beginning. Because when you open the door, you realize the real magic isn't just what you see on the outside, it's what greets you inside. Step inside, and you're welcomed into a world where past and future shake hands. The cabin feels like a memory reborn, carrying echoes of the original Beetle while dressing itself in the language of tomorrow. The dashboard curves softly, just as it once did, but now it flows seamlessly into a 12-inch curved display that seems to hover like a piece of glass sculpted from light. Round air vents nod to the past, while an augmented reality heads-up display projects the future right onto your windshield. And yes, the little details matter. A modern take on the Beetle's iconic flower vase sits proudly on the dash, inviting personality and warmth. Ambient lighting wraps around the interior, shifting shades to match your mood. At night, it glows like a cocoon, transforming every drive into a private theater of color. Seats are trimmed in sustainable fabrics or premium heritage leather, depending on your choice. The Eco Edition whispers of responsibility with recycled materials. The Heritage Edition leans into nostalgia with rich leather and stitching that feels timeless. Technology doesn't intrude, it serves. Wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto connect without a thought. VW's intelligent voice assistant responds like a friend. Over-the-air updates promise that your Beetle will evolve, long after it leaves the showroom. One note though, while VW's latest safety suite is included, real-world reliability of these systems often depends on software maturity, something we'll be watching closely. This is not just an interior. It's a conversation between yesterday and tomorrow. A reminder that the Beetle's heart has always been more than engineering, it has been feeling. But beneath this beauty and warmth lies another question: how does this icon perform when you finally press the accelerator? Press the accelerator, and the Beetle answers instantly. No delay, no hesitation, just pure, electric response. Gone is the hum of an old air-cooled engine. In its place, a surge of silent power that feels almost otherworldly. The 2025 Beetle is fully electric. Depending on trim, it delivers between 250 and 300 horsepower. Instant torque means it leaps forward the moment your foot touches the pedal, reminding you that this is no relic. It's a rebirth with energy running through its veins. Range? Expect between 280 and 320 miles on a single charge, though, as with most EVs, real-world results may be slightly lower depending on climate and driving style. And when it's time to recharge, fast charging brings you back to 80% in as little as half an hour. Enough for coffee, a conversation, and you're back on the road. But numbers only tell part of the story. What matters is how it feels. And here, the Beetle remains true to its spirit. Playful. Light-hearted. A car that doesn't intimidate but invites. Driving it isn't about domination, it's about connection. The original Beetle was never about speed. It was about freedom. And this new version carries that same promise, only with the thrill of modern performance woven in. Still, power is only one piece of the puzzle. Because the real magic of the Beetle has always been the way it moves with you, the way it dances with the road. The moment the Beetle rolls onto the road, you feel it. The suspension is tuned not for brutality, but for balance. It smooths out the chatter of city streets, yet remains alive enough to make winding roads feel playful. Steering is light but precise, like holding the hand of an old friend who knows exactly where you want to go. At low speeds, it glides effortlessly, perfect for narrow urban alleys or crowded parking lots. Push it faster, and the stability comes alive, grounding the car with confidence. And then there's the silence. The electric platform makes the cabin a sanctuary. Road noise fades into whispers. Conversations stay intimate. Music wraps around you without interruption. It's more than quiet, it's calm. Take a corner, and the Beetle doesn't fight. It dances. The weight distribution. The low center of gravity, the playful chassis, it all comes together like a waltz between driver and machine. Not aggressive. Not intimidating. Simply joyful. The original Beetle was known for its charm, not its precision. But this is different. It still carries that charm, but now it's paired with modern refinement, a car that can laugh with you in the city and still hold its composure on the highway. This is how the Beetle earns its place again, not through raw speed, but through the art of balance. The Beetle has always been more than a style statement, it was a companion for everyday life. And in 2025, that hasn't changed. If anything, it has only improved. Step inside, and you'll find clever space for 4. Rear passengers finally enjoy more legroom, proof that this Beetle isn't just a design exercise, it's a real car built for real people. The hatchback trunk opens wide to reveal practical storage, and with modular bins and fold-flat seats, it adapts to whatever your day demands, groceries, luggage, even a weekend adventure. Charging is seamless. Compatible with most public networks, the Beetle slips easily into your routine. Plug in overnight, and you wake to a full charge. Or top up quickly at a fast charger while you sip your morning coffee. And because individuality has always been the Beetle's secret weapon, Volkswagen offers accessories that make it truly yours. Roof racks for surfboards. Retro-style hubcaps. Custom interior accents. It's not just transport, it's self-expression. For families, commuters, or dreamers chasing the horizon, the Beetle remains what it has always been: dependable, approachable, and endlessly charming. Everyday usability is here. But what about affordability? Can this icon still live up to its promise as the car of the people? Icons are often priceless. But the Beetle has never been about exclusivity, it has always been about accessibility. That spirit lives on in 2025. Pricing is expected to start around $28,000, climbing to the mid-30s for higher trims and special editions. Factor in federal and state EV incentives, and suddenly this isn't just a dream, it's a very real option for millions. What you're paying for is more than a badge. You're buying heritage. You're buying design that makes strangers smile. You're buying the reassurance of Volkswagen's latest EV platform, with safety and reliability baked into its DNA. For some, it will be the first electric car. For others, it will be a second chapter, a chance to return to a name they once loved. Either way, the Beetle doesn't demand a fortune, it invites you in. It proves that nostalgia doesn't have to be expensive, and that innovation doesn't have to be out of reach. It remains true to its mission: a car for the people, reborn for the future. But in today's crowded EV market, how does it stand against the competition? Every legend must face its rivals. And in 2025, the Beetle does not return to an empty stage. The EV compact arena is crowded, buzzing with challengers. The Mini Cooper EV is sharp, stylish, and fun, but it feels more like a gadget than a companion. The Fiat 500e is quirky and charming, but its limited range makes it less practical for everyday life. The Honda E is playful and futuristic, but confined to select markets. Even Volkswagen's own ID.3 carries the weight of modernity, but it lacks the soulful curve that made the Beetle unforgettable. And this is where the Beetle sets itself apart. And this is where the Beetle sets itself apart. It doesn't just compete on numbers, though it holds its own with range, performance, and price. It competes on emotion. On heritage. On identity. The Beetle offers something the others cannot: a story. A legacy of connection that stretches across generations. Where the Mini feels trendy, the Beetle feels timeless. Where the Fiat feels niche, the Beetle feels universal. And where the ID.3 feels like technology in search of a face, the Beetle feels like a friend in search of the future. Among giants, the Beetle doesn't try to outmuscle. It simply outsmiles. And that may be its greatest strength. But who exactly should bring this icon home? Who is the new Beetle truly for? The Beetle has never been a car for everyone. It has always been a car for someone. Someone who looks for more than horsepower figures and spec sheets. Someone who wants their car to feel alive. This 2025 Beetle is for the dreamers, the nostalgic souls who remember the laughter of the old Beetle and want to hear it echo again. It's for young urban drivers searching for personality in a world of sameness. For eco-conscious buyers who want sustainability, but refuse to sacrifice style. It's not for those chasing massive SUVs or long-haul electric cruisers. The Beetle doesn't try to be everything. It simply tries to be itself. And if you're the kind of driver who wants connection as much as transportation, then this car is speaking directly to you. The story of the Beetle has always been circular. A car born from simplicity, transformed into a cultural icon, then retired into memory, only to rise again, reborn in electric silence. Look at its shape. The circle has always been its signature, its eternal symbol. And now, in 2025, that circle feels complete. The people's car has become the planet's car. No longer just affordable transportation, but a statement of sustainability. No longer just a nostalgic relic, but a modern companion. It doesn't roar. It doesn't shout. It hums with quiet confidence, reminding us that driving can be joyful without being loud, expressive without being wasteful. The 2025 Beetle doesn't simply return, it reignites the reason we fell in love with cars in the first place. So here's my verdict: this is not just another EV. This is a memory reborn, a smile on wheels, a legend finding its place in the modern world. But the question is, what does it mean to you? Has the Beetle's soul been reborn in your eyes, or is it a ghost of the past? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you felt that spark today, hit like, subscribe, and join the conversation below. Because here, on Gearloom, cars are never just machines, they're stories.